Moon Knight is easily one of the most discussed, dissected, and debated MCU shows to date. And while it has its share of fans, it also has its share of detractors who believe that the show took an incredible concept and wasted it. So here are 5 reasons why Moon Knight may have wasted a god-tier concept. Let's unravel the madness behind Oscar Isaac. When Marvel announced that Oscar Isaac was cast as the lead in their new Disney Plus series, fans were thrilled. The actor had been on a hot streak as of late, having recently appeared in the acclaimed films Dune and The Card Counter, not to mention his iconic roles in movies like Ex Machina inside Llewyn Davis and Star Wars. Isaac is a phenomenal actor capable of great dramatic range, comedic timing, and can easily carry an entire film on his back, which brings us to Moon Knight. In the comics, Moon Knight is known as a more violent and brutal vigilante who often finds himself at odds with other heroes due to his methods. He's also a deeply troubled individual with dissociative personality disorder, which makes for a compelling character study. On paper, this seems like a perfect role for Oscar Isaac, an actor known for taking on complex, layered roles. Yet somehow in the series, Isaac's charisma is completely wasted, as the show fails to give him anything substantial to work with. From the writing to the direction, everyone involved seems intent on making Moon Knight as goofy and lighthearted as possible, even when the subject matter at hand calls for something much more serious. For a show that deals with themes of mental illness, cults, and Egyptian mythology, it sure does handle them in a very flippant manner. The show seems almost afraid to get real with its depiction of Stephen Grant, choosing instead to make him as goofy and lighthearted as possible. This is a missed opportunity to explore a truly fascinating character, and that's a damn shame. Because Oscar Isaac is an incredibly talented actor who could have done so much with the role. That cool suit, though. One of the few things that fans have praised about Moon Knight is the design of Stephen Grant's suit. It looks fantastic. There's no denying that. But we don't get to see it all that much, do we? The majority of the series takes place with Stephen in his everyday clothes. And when he does don the suit, it's usually in quick, poorly lit action sequences that don't really allow us to appreciate the design. It's like the show is ashamed of how cool the suit looks. Which is weird because in the comics, the suit is a big part of the character's design. It's iconic, so why not show it off a bit? The show could have easily found more ways to incorporate the suit into the story. Maybe giving Stephen more opportunities to fight, or even just having him wear the suit around town as he adjusts to his new life as Moon Knight. But as it is, the suit is barely featured in the show, which is a shame because it could have been so much more than just a cool costume. It could have been a symbol of hope for a broken man trying to put his life back together. Instead, we got a couple of cool-looking action scenes. The final fight was CGI soup. Now, this isn't to say that the special effects in Moon Knight are bad. They're actually quite good for a Disney show. But there's a noticeable drop in quality during the final fight scene, which takes place inside a virtual reality simulation created by the main villain. The fight between Moon Knight and Ethan Hawke is just too reliant on CGI, which makes it feel fake and cheap. The environments look like they were ripped straight from a video game, and the fight choreography is lackluster at best. Now, I'm not asking for big budget level action set pieces, but the final fight in Moon Knight just looks bad. It's not helped by the fact that the stakes are so unclear. We never really understand what's at risk, or why we should care about the outcome of the fight. All of this could have been avoided if the show had simply embraced its low-budget constraints and focused on practical effects and stunts. The fight could have been more intimate and personal, focusing on the characters and their emotions, rather than relying on flashy CGI. As it stands, the final fight in Moon Knight is a messy, confusing affair that ultimately makes for a disappointing climax. Layla deserved a real arc. Now, this one is a bit tough to talk about without getting into major spoilers, so I'm going to try to be vague here. Layla is introduced in Moon Knight as the love interest of Stephen Grant, but she quickly becomes more than just a love interest when she is revealed to be a conduit for the Egyptian goddess of the moon. Now, this is a pretty big development for the character, but it's not really explored all that much. The show seems to just shoehorn Layla into the plot as a way to give Stephen a reason to fight, but she never really gets a chance to develop as a character. This is a missed opportunity because Layla has the potential to be a really interesting character. She's strong-willed, intelligent, and determined, but the show doesn't do much with her. We never really get to see her struggle with her newfound powers or how they affect her day-to-day life. We also don't get to see her relationship with Stephen develop in any meaningful way. The two of them have some nice moments together, but the show doesn't really give their relationship the time it needs to breathe. This is a shame because Layla has the potential to be a really great addition to the MCU, but in Moon Knight, she's just a footnote. Villain motivation. Who is the villain in Moon Knight and what do they want? That is one of the biggest mysteries of the series. And honestly, I still don't have an answer for you. The show gives us a few hints as to what might be driving the villain, but nothing is ever fully explained. Now, this could be seen as a positive, as it allows the audience to come up with their own theories and interpretations of the character. But I think it's more likely that the show just didn't know what it wanted to do with the villain. The result is a character that is interesting on the surface, but ultimately feels incomplete. Now, this could have been easily avoided if the show had taken a page out of the comics and given the villain a more clear and concise motivation. For example, in the comics, the villain, Bushman, is driven insane by Moon Knight, which leads him to seek revenge. This is a pretty straightforward motivation, but it's effective. It gives the villain agency, and it makes him more sympathetic. Overall, Moon Knight is a flawed but intriguing concept. With better writing and execution, it could have been one of the best additions to the MCU. But as it is, it's a frustrating mess that never quite reaches its full potential.